And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Riverkings Center Ice. I'm your host for this evening, Van Patrick Oates. I'm also the owner of Wisconsin Rapids Awards and More. You can see some of the product line that we have here. We're also very fortunate to be at Gracie's restaurant here tonight. And she was so kind to let us use the facilities, and we're very, very grateful for that. With us, we have the head coach of the Riverkings, Paul Peckman. Hello there, Paul.
How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing well. It's a nice, cool evening. It's going to be even cooler on the ice for this weekend. I'm really excited for some hockey on Friday and Saturday night at the Wood County ice rink.
That's right.
So, well, anyway, so our program, Riverkings Center Ice, is brought to you by Cobblestone Hotel and Suites, Solaris, WIRI Radio 105.5, and Ticaracca. Did I say that right? La Ticaria. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it.
And Grace's.
and Gracie's, yes. So we also are joined by three of the captains of the Riverkings tonight. We've got Bryce Cooper. Bryce, there we go. We also have Owen Atkins.
How you doing?
There we go. And we also have William Shawsey. Shawsey. Okay, all right, very good. Now, let's see here. So, William, you're from La Prairie, Quebec. What can you tell us about La Prairie, Quebec?
Well, La Prairie is like a small town, really close to Montreal. It's like one bridge away. I grew up all my life there. It's a pretty town. It looks a little bit like Wisconsin Rapids.
Like Wisconsin Rapids.
But I'm closer to the big city, actually.
Sure, and population-wise, what?
It's about 18,000.
About 18,000. Well, you're right. It's pretty doggone close to Wisconsin Rapids. So, yeah.
Right on point.
And what is the town known for?
Well, everyone in the town pretty much plays hockey, so it's like it's a big hockey town.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a big sport town actually. There's a lot of young kids that play soccer, that play hockey, as I said, and yeah, it's a nice city actually.
Okay, very good. And Owen, where are you from?
I'm from Kitchener, Ontario.
And what is Kitchener, Ontario population, and what are they known for?
Well, there's Kitchener, Ontario, and then there's Waterloo, and we're kind of connected as it's called Kitchener-Waterloo.
Yes.
But it's really two separate cities. It's kind of confusing, so I'm not going to get into the backstory on that. But it's the population's around like 800,000, so I'm in a pretty big area.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. And so what is Kitchener known for? What's the big manufacturing over there?
Honestly, just hockey. I'm gonna be honest too. Like, there's a lot of hockey players. I've played a lot of sports growing up, but it usually is a lot of hockey players in and around the area.
There we go. There we go. And Bryce, where are you from?
I'm from Boise, Idaho.
So Boise, Idaho, and Boise is like one of the number one or number two fastest growing population. That's my understanding.
Yeah, it's a lot of Californians are moving out there, so.
Okay, very good.
See what goes on there,
So Bryce, how did you get started in hockey?
So my parents used to go to hockey games in California before we moved, and my mom somehow got like 10 tickets to the ECHL team that's in Boise. And I went with my dad and a couple family members, and I turned to my dad and I was like, Dad, I want to play this. And then the next season or whenever the sign up was for Learn to Skate, I was skating. And then it just took off from there.
Very good. And we'll just go. And how did you get started with hockey?
Well, my dad was an OHL player for a couple of years. He was back when enforcers were a thing.
Okay.
He was an enforcer. So growing up, my dad would always be in and around of rinks coaching and stuff. So I would always go from start of like literally 15 months to all the way until now. And I started putting on skates when I was 2 years old, and I fell in love with it ever since. And I've been skating and doing everything ever since then. So.
And William, what about you? How did you get started in hockey?
Actually started at 6 years old, but I started skating while I was pretty young.
Pretty young.
Doing some figure skating.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so that's how I learned how to skate.
Well, that's okay.
And yeah, all my friends at school were playing hockey, so I was like, I want to play hockey too. So that's how I got started.
Awesome. And I'm gonna ask you, Coach, how in the world did you ever get started in hockey? And then how did you and then,
By accident. No.
and then how did you get started with the coaching? So a twofold question.
Well, starting to play hockey was actually my fault. It took the three of us. I got two brothers, an older and a younger. Took us to the rink on Long Island, New York, and it was actually for my brother, my older brother, and we went to watch a game. It was a youth hockey game, and he asked my brother if he wanted to play, and my brother said yes, and he looked at me, and I said, well, if he's playing, I'm playing. And then my younger brother said, well, if they're playing, I'm playing, and we all started at the same time.
That's how that all evolved.
That's how it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Starting coaching was, I started a little bit in New York, and then I started some little hockey stuff down in Florida when I had my manufacturing company, and then when I moved to Carolina, and then I got a phone call, and I just got brought in. It's a long story. I wound up playing against the GM, the new GM of Carolina Junior Canes now. He called me into the office because I had actually played against him when I was in prep school. He was the coach.
Okay.
And he had the backstory on me, and he says, you're coming with me, and that's how I started. And that was 15, 16 years ago. So that's how that happened.
There you go. So now this is your second year here in Wisconsin Rapids.
Right.
So how in the world did you end up from Carolina over here to Wisconsin Rapids?
Well, I was coaching college before this, and I hated it. I didn't like it because it was the final destination.
Oh.
I wanted to work with guys that still have that ambition to go higher, right, and put the work in. So it was one of those things where I told my wife, and I said, I want to go back to juniors.
Okay.
And then I called the league. I already had the spot picked out, and we were going to go to West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia. I already had the rink. I had everything set up. The commissioner wouldn't let me. So then I called my buddy, and then reached out to John Swartz here in Chicago.
Okay.
He tried to help push it through, wouldn't do it, and next thing you know, we had a little conversation, and we found out that Riverkings were for sale. And that was the only way for me to get into the league, was that I had to be an owner, or part owner.
Part owner, right.
Right.
Okay.
So I said, I looked at my wife and I said, I guess we're going to Wisconsin. That's how that happened. So that's how it really happened.
That was the song and
beginning,
dance.
yeah.
So your wife Renee, how does she feel about it?
Well, she's excited, nervous, scared, and all that kind of stuff, right? You're talking about packing up a house, moving a house, selling, buying a house, getting a job, all that kind of stuff comes into play, right? So it's a big
Right.
change. Me, I can live anywhere. It doesn't matter to me. But for her and with the kids, and one's graduating, one's getting married, there's a lot going on. Especially this off season.
Right.
So she's kind of stressed out a little bit.
I understand that. That would definitely do that.
Yeah.
You guys ever get stressed out? You guys get stressed out before a game?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really?
Not really. I mean,
Just kind of take it
Pretty
in.
go with the flow.
All right, well, just leave me by myself here. No, I think I get pretty stressed, but in like an exciting way. I'm
Sure.
just ready to go. I want to get out on the ice and get started, and I know I'm gonna make mistakes here and there, but I'm just ready to get out there and get going. So it's more jitters, I think.
Sure. So do you guys have a pregame ritual that you go through? I mean, mentally, physically?
I mean, for myself, not really. I'm just having fun.
Right.
I love playing hockey, and positivity is my thing. So.
There you go. Okay.
He loves positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much just the same playlist, music-wise, and then
Okay.
just kind of hang out at the rink, and then at a certain time I'll start getting dressed and then get ready to go.
So so when you talk about songs that get you jacked up, what's your jam? What's your number one song that you like and that really gets you juiced up?
Oh, that probably "Riot" by 3 Days Grace. That
Okay.
one gets me going.
That's a good one.
It's a lot of rock on my playlist.
Okay, sure.
So,
No country, huh?
That's when I'm just driving around. But
Okay, all right.
before a game, it's pretty much just rock.
I thought maybe there was some chicken dance songs or something like that.
No, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift for winning only.
That's win. That's
Winning only. Okay, all right.
She's a special occasion.
Guys, what can you tell me about your family? Talk about your family.
I'm the only child in my family, actually.
Oh, okay.
My close family.
Sure.
My parents are really supportive. They've watched all my games since I've started hockey.
Yes.
Almost all my practices too, except for now because they're 20 hours away from here.
Right.
But they're still watching it on the film, and they're trying to come to all my games that they can actually. So
Sure.
They're the best parents that I could have asked for. So.
That's awesome. And talk about your family.
Well, I'm the youngest sibling. I have two older brothers. One's 21, the other is 23, and then my sister is 25. And my parents, same as William Chaussee over here, they're pretty, well, not pretty, they are really devoted and loyal to me. Obviously, they've sent me down here, and I mean, they work really hard every day. And they all support me. They watch my games as well. My dad's been coming to probably every single hockey game I think I've ever played in minors until I moved away for prep school for grade 11 and 12.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's been still hard to this day to look up in the stands and not see my dad there when you're used to it as such a young kid. And you know, he still makes the efforts to watch my game on film, and that gives me enough motivation to play well for them because they do everything for me. And without them, this wouldn't be possible. So
Sure, and,
yeah.
and I suppose you hear a lot of feedback from your dad after he watches the video.
Oh yeah. So my dad in the minors was quite strict on me, but now he understands that like I'm a bit older, and when I make mistakes, he knows that I know. So he's a little bit easier on me now because he also knows that Coach Paul will give me a handful. But he's a lot more laid back now, and he kind of only talks about it when I come to him about it, and I love that about him. So
Fantastic. And so you talked about your siblings, and are they hockey individuals as well?
yeah, so my sister did figure skating. My mom was a figure skater, and my sister did some figure skating. Never went anywhere with it. And then my two older brothers, they had potential to play higher, but they were more kind of like play for fun. They played house league, so they never went anywhere higher than that. But me, I was just like I was the grinder of the family. I just had to go. I just had to do it, and I had to work out. I had to do everything, and yeah. So I fell in love with the sport, and it took off.
That's fantastic. So we'll ask you the same question. So talk a little bit about your family.
So I'm the oldest of two kids. I have a little sister, and she does competitive Irish dance, and she's actually probably better at that than I am at hockey. She's qualified for the world championships and all this stuff. And then my parents obviously work their butts off every day to send me and my sister to camps and out here and just to do whatever suits our minds pretty much. So.
Absolutely. So have you learned any little Irish jigs or anything like that? Can you actually work with some of the players here on this?
I've jokingly tried, and it's not even close to looking like it's supposed to look like. So yeah, it's definitely tough.
Well, that's but I've never. I've watched it on TV. I've seen it. In your mind, you're trying to do it, but you know you're just going to fail miserably at it. But that's fun. Coach, have you ever tried any of the Irish dancing?
Negative. No, the last thing we want to see me do is attempt that.
Oh, good heavens! Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Well, our Riverkings Center Ice is brought to you by, once again, Gracie's Restaurant. We are so happy that Gracie's was very supportive in having us come over here and actually do the show right from the restaurant. So I know you had some good grub. What was on the menu earlier? What did you eat?
I had what did I have? Huh?
Spinach avocado wrap.
Spinach avocado wrap, yeah.
Oh, very good.
I'm right on it. I'm right on it, man. I see everything.
Yeah, see, they're very observant. They know what goes on here, so excellent. Also, Cobblestone Hotel and Suites, Solaris, WIRI Radio 105.5, and you can catch all the Riverkings games on the radio, which is fantastic. Rapids Awards and more, with all the items that you see here on the table. You can actually stop over at the store, 1210 Pepper Avenue, and and every once in a while we'll be at some of the games selling our merchandise on the merchandise table. So we're very appreciative as well. And Laticaria. Yep, Laticaria as well, the Mexican restaurant. So we're very appreciative of that. So, Coach, let's talk about the last weekend here. You had 3 games that you played. You went 2-1. Friday night you were playing the Dells Ducks, and you guys won 4-1. Just why don't you kind of recap that game, and then we'll talk about Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I think Friday was a game that was slow getting going, right? It just took us a little while to get going. But I think we pretty much dominated for the most part. And once we got that first one, then things started to roll a little bit better for us. So we finished off okay, and it wasn't our best effort, but it was good enough, and we'll take it. We moved on to the next one.
There we go.
Saturdays wasn't as good.
Well, Saturday you had the shootout.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a game that was just probably one of our worst all year long.
Okay.
It wasn't good, and everybody knows it. And we had a long talk about it and what we needed to do to be better. It's a game that and the Dells Ducks, give them some credit. They played hard, and they're not going to give you anything easy. And we thought that going down there, just because of where they were in the standings, that it was a gimme, right?
Got it.
And there are no gimmies in this division, and they won 10 games, so they can win some games, and they bit us in the butt, and it cost us, right? So the fact that it even went to a shootout, we had multiple chances. Bryce had an empty net where his stick broke in half. We missed a tap in an overtime. We had our chances, put it that way. We didn't finish, and then the shootout came, and we just didn't do anything.
Sure, and then you faced the top team in the division back at the Southwood County Ice Arena, the Hudson Havoc, and solid team, very good team. Sunday that was quite a game, and really, I mean, both teams played just outstanding until about 8 minutes left to go in the third period. I'll let you kind of recap. I'll kind of let you guys recap that.
He's the one that capped it off. So luckily, listen, I mean, if we play like that, we're going to go very deep here. That's the way we should play hockey every day, and we're very capable of it. And it's just about being mentally prepared to battle like that, right? You know who you're playing, and that was the difference between one team and another, right? We took for granted, and here we knew we had to come in here battling, right? Otherwise, we were going to get smacked in the mouth, and we did. And I was very proud of the way we played. These guys worked their tails off, and they earned the right to win that game. Period. I mean, we dominated Hudson for a good part of that game. The shots showed it. The fact that it took 47 shots to get a goal, that's not a good indication. But the bottom line is that we got the goal at the right time. We got the whole team playing the right way defensively. Our defense and goaltending played outstanding. So it was a total team effort, and that's the way we have to play every step of the way here.
So talk about the scoring play.
Oh, well, I've said it multiple times to Coops over here. I've watched it on replay probably over 10 times, and I've said that if he didn't bat it down out of the air, because the defense was trying to clear it up center, and he batted it down, which was pretty unreal, and then it just came right to my stick, and then he quickly moved out of the way. So I saw a lane and I took it, and Owen Tudich over there at the back, can't see him, but he was standing in front of the, shout out, he was standing in front of the goalie, and he had a good screen on him, and I just took a shot through a couple guys, and I managed to get to the net, and that gave us the lead, so.
That's outstanding. So Friday and Saturday night, weekend series with Chicago, Coach. What can you tell us about Chicago?
They play very similar to us. Right? They don't score a lot. They don't give up a lot. They're a defensive-minded team. So it's going to be a battle of will, right, and discipline.
Yes.
And structure, right? If we just stick to the game plan here, I think we'll be okay. I like our chances.
Excellent. Very good. So, guys, here before we leave here, what are your next steps? What do you aspire? What do you aspire to? Where do you want to go from here?
For myself, this is my last year of juniors that I can possibly play. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to go play college, actually. Whether it's in Canada or in the US, I'm still looking for all the opportunities
Sure.
that comes to me. But I'm trying to go into finance or business in that range, but I still want to play hockey for sure. So
Very good.
that's my goal.
And how about you?
Pretty similar to Chos. I have 2 more years. He's a year older than me, so. Oh, sorry, 1 more year. Well, after this year. And I'm trying to go to college as well. I lost about 60 pounds over summer to come back and play here. So I'm trying to do everything I can to get an offer somewhere and commit somewhere. And I think that it'll be good when it happens.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same as Owen here. Personally, I would like to not come back and play at a higher level of juniors just to get the better looks for the college, but it's not the worst case scenario is not coming back here, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But obviously, go play college somewhere and then, start life.
There you go. What's the best thing about Wisconsin Rapids for each of you?
Well, for me, it's the proximity of the town. It's like everyone is close. Like everyone knows the Riverkings. You go to Walmart and people notice you and stuff. It's pretty crazy. It's a fun town.
Definitely the same with me. The fans in general are just 100% the best part of the town. I absolutely love the fans. And a very close second would definitely be the boys on the team. I mean, we come to a town where we don't know anybody or have anything to do or don't know what to do, and we just become so close so fast. And you would think that we've known each other for years, and it's just an amazing bond that we have with each other. So.
I mean, you guys really summed it up there. I mean, the community is just amazing here. I mean, everyone loves us, everyone supports us. I actually work here at Grace's and had a fan come in and call me by my first name, and I've never met this person before, so that was pretty cool. It's kind of like, small town fame is hitting the kid a little bit. So
There we go. Well, I have to give a shout out to you guys. We had my wife and I had our grandson over here, and he had never skated before, and so he was asking. We brought a couple of the Riverkings players over to the table, and just we're asking, were there any pointers? And he was so excited. I mean, he was so excited. And then, Coach, he went to his first Riverkings game, and he received a hockey stick. And
Wow.
Coach was able to get him some autographs, and for Christmas, that's what he received, and he was ecstatic. I mean, that's all he talks about is the Riverkings, and now I'm not sure he wants to play hockey because he had seen a couple of fisticuffs, but he liked the checking. He just liked a lot of the different things. But kudos. I mean, you guys, you really are kind of mentors to a lot of the younger generation that's coming up, and to your credit, Coach, involved in the community. Oh my goodness, and that's fantastic. And thank you so much for doing that. And
Thanks, man.
you bet. So, I want to bring one other topic up, and that is the that's the fundraising going on. And I'm going to have you talk about the locker room and some of the improvements that you would like to see from a fundraising standpoint.
Well, we finally got it approved where we're looking to put another level on top of the locker room, right? It's about necessities at this point.
Yes.
It's, we're trying to get our own bathroom. We need a TV, video room, right? So that we can spend a lot of time analyzing guys that we're playing, which we don't do a lot of or enough of. Sometimes it's tough to get 8 guys in my office, right, to look at the TV and stuff like that when you need to go over game plans and stuff like that. So it's time for that. We need more storage. We have stuff stored in all over the rink.
Yes.
Right, and it's wide open. So it's about keeping everything close by and easily accessible, right? And then my office, and then making downstairs at my office now, making that more game day operational, stuff like that. And that's where the staircase would go. So guys would have some access and make the locker room a little bit bigger.
Right.
Right now it's kind of tight. We don't even have enough stalls for the amount of players that we can have in the league.
Okay.
On the roster, right? So there's a lot of upgrades that need to happen. Next year will be 10-year anniversary, right? So it's time.
It's critical at this point to take
It's
that
not
next
amenities,
step.
it's necessities
Yes.
at this point, right?
Okay.
So,
There you go.
so that's what we're looking to do is, we're hopefully, somebody called today, actually wanted to make a donation towards the locker room. So every little bit helps, right? But it's not cheap. Unfortunately, nothing's getting cheaper these days. So we're looking for as much help as we can come up with and get this thing started. So I'd like to have it finished before next year. So coming in September here, we have an upgraded facility.
There you go.
That's the goal.
That-
Right? So.
That's perfect. If anybody would like to make a donation or chit chat with the coach on some funding, you can reach out to him.
The GM Riverkingshockey.com or 919-561-4830.
430. There we go. And so we're getting ready here for hockey tomorrow night.
2 big games.
Against Chicago. So we hope. Yeah, it's cold. It's Wisconsin. This is what we expect here in the Midwest. I mean, this is hockey in Wisconsin. So I mean, it's not all about Packer Nation. I mean, Packers play in the cold weather too. So come on out to the ice rink, and we would love to have you all involved with it. Again, we are our program, and a great big shout out to Gracie's Restaurant. They just go above and beyond, so thank you so much for that. Wisconsin Rapids Awards and more. Solaris, WIRI Radio 105.5. If you can't get out to the rink, catch it on the radio. And then Laticaria. We'll get this down yet. I'm so sorry, but that's, we'll make that happen here. Thanks to our guest tonight. Thank you guys.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
You bet. And thanks to Coach and
God, thank you.
you bet. I'm Van Patrick Oates. Have a great one, and this has been Riverkings Center Ice.